We first begin by choosing the correct iris color and iris density. In this case, I will choose a dark brown for iris color since we cannot see the iris trabecular mesh. For the iris density, I will choose second degree since the iris trabecular mesh is very compacted and very few lacunae are shown. Next we choose any morphologic signs. We first begin with the dystrophic rim, or otherwise known as the scurf rim. In this case, I will choose light. Next, the autonomic nerve wreath slagging, which means a cloudiness over the autonomic nerve wreath. In this case, I will choose light. Next, we have 5 different choices with non-specific signs. I will check box the adaptive rings, also known as nerve rings. Next, we choose any systemic pigment spots. In this case, there are no systemic pigment spots apparent. Now, we get to choose the constitutional subtype. As we had first chosen the iris color, the software has now determined that this is a hematogenic or a pigment saturated case study. So now the software wants us to indicate the subtype of the constitutional category. In this case study, I will choose purely pigment saturated. Please refer to the constitutional training video for further information regarding constitutional classification. The software's automatic features of the autonomic nerve wreath and pupil have been completed. We can now click on the Result tab shown in the highlighted yellow box, and the software will give us information on the results of the autonomic nerve wreath and pupillary testing. Here we can view the software generated parameters of the pupil. This information will be included in the final analysis results. The software will also generate the parameters of the autonomic nerve wreath. All these results will be shown in the analysis final results. Now we can begin the manual analysis of the right iris. Using the top toolbar menu, choose the Analysis menu, then click on the Mark Anomaly option. We can first begin with the several toxic radii located in the cerebral vessels. When there are several radii, it is not necessary to mark every one unless the radii fall under different classifications such as radial crack, hyperemic, stepped or peripheral sulci. In the cerebral sector, we only have the choice of 3 different types of radii as shown. The hyperemic sulci is never indicated in the brain sector. Our next organ selection will be the pelvis uterus sector. Our anomaly type, again, is a toxic radii. But notice now that we only have 2 choices under anomaly subtype, hyperemic sulci or stepped radiosulci.
The functioning of the organism is a very complex process of interaction of all organs and systems. The violation of any system is reflected in the state and function of many structures that support life. In clinical practice, it is manifested by the variability of symptoms and syndromes. For example, in chronic cholecystitis, not only the gallbladder, but often also the liver, the pancreas, stomach, intestines are involved. In the iris, this pathology can be found both in the gallbladder and other suffering organ sectors. Ignorance of such combinations often lead to the incorrect evaluation of the clinical picture, not a true interpretation of the organ projections.